basically we are majorly into products, like just selling mazeras, selling cladding stones. We have different types of stones that are used to clad walls, to clad the floors, used for landscaping, used on swimming pool decks. So those are basically the stones that I deal with. But now the commonly one that is known is mazeras. But other than mazeras, there are other different fabrications and stones that are customized for the cladding of the houses and making them look beautiful, improving their values. Yeah.
Awesome. Good evening and welcome to yet another episode of The Millionaire Mind. My name is Turife and joining us today we have Lillian. Thank you so much for making time to come and talk to us. Please introduce yourself and what you do.
Thank you so much for having me. I am Lillian Njeri Kanjao. I am the founder of Kingscape's Natural Stones, but I am a scientist by profession. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So those are two very contrasting things. You're a scientist and now you're the founder of Kingscapes. How did that come to be? How did you jump from one profession to another, or has it always just been Kingscapes?
Thank you for that question. So many people in that industry or field rather ask me that question. And I tell them, it's not like I have diversed really, because there's stone science, understanding the stone, understanding how stones are formed and all that. But really, since I was young, I used to have the dream of becoming a civil engineer. So it isn't something that had just come up, it's something that was in me back in high school. So I am embracing this journey because it's something that I always dreamt, and I'm feeling like I have been given a chance to get to achieve my ambitions in civil engineer, but in a different way.
In a different perspective. Yeah. Awesome. So what type of scientist are you?
I am a bioinformatician. I'm still a wet lab scientist. Basically that involves DNA. That involves a lot of research that goes into work. But first you have to get to lab science, wet science, to get to bioinformatics. Basically bioinformatics is the computer side of science. Yeah. Awesome.
So here you are, for lack of a better term, a lab rat, and then here you are wanting to pursue a somewhat dream of civil engineering or something close to it. So you start this new venture. Please tell us how you got into it, because I read somewhere that you founded the company in 2023. So how exactly did it come to be?
2023 was not a good year for me. We had some job challenges. The stability of where I used to work was a bit shaky. And now I was just a new mom. I had just given birth to my baby back in 2022 in July. And I needed to figure out how am I going to provide for this baby. I'm so used to being an independent lady that sitting in the house and being a housewife, was not something that I was considering. So when we had challenges at work, I started thinking of how I can get another source of income, because I was always used to being just going to work, getting my paycheck by the end of the month, and having nothing else on the side. So this challenge of not having steady income coming at the end of the month brought that challenge of wanting to start a business for myself, wanting to start getting income from another source. Yeah.
Okay, so now you've decided, okay, it's time to diversify my sources of income. Obviously, it's not sustainable for me to depend on this one paycheck. How did you now land on minerals and Kingscapes?
So let me take you back. So when the year was beginning, I had made it a goal upon myself that I must start a business. So around April, I started a clothes business. I went to Eastleigh, got clothes, started selling, actually opened a shop in Ruiru. And then here I had a neighbor. So I just was going from door to door, selling my clothes to them. So we had gotten to know each other as we were living in the same apartment. So I went to her house to take to her some of the clothes that I had gotten from my shop. show her what I do and all that. Amidst that, a conversation started of what we do, of what she does and how she does it. And from there, I saw a business opportunity. She's in business, she's in natural stone supplying. So we talked, and from that moment, I knew that is what I wanted to do, because I asked her immediately, what if I ever got interested in this natural stone business? Would you help me start my own? And she told me, why not? I would actually give you a hand and help you establish one. And true to her words, she exactly did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that transition from here I am expecting a paycheck at the end of the month? I've never felt the need to go beyond this, but now the needs around me are necessitating for me to diverse. And now I want to be an entrepreneur, which is a whole different level of, I need to handle my own finances. I'm the one doing my own marketing or putting myself out there. How was that transition from receiving a paycheck that, you know, I just go to work and I receive it, and then now being an entrepreneur where you have to do everything on your own?
Oh, it was quite challenging. Because first, now I am used to getting a salary by the end of the month, whether I make a sale or I don't make a sale. Now come to my business. I am the one looking for funding. I am the one figuring out how I am going to run this business, how I am going to pay my employees, how I am going to market. It was not easy. But I knew the task ahead was not going to be easy either way. So by the time I was telling her I am ready, I was prepared for this whole journey.
Yeah.
I just knew I had to go online, learn, because now this is a space where I'm needed to implement a whole different skill set. I am from science and this is natural stone. I don't know anything about, I wanted to become a civil engineer, but I don't know anything about natural stone, other than the small knowledge that we did of geography back in high school.
Yeah.
So now I am here. I have to figure it out by myself. I have to go, I have to start looking for resources. Other than the stones that, you know, we commonly have mazeras. So I have to figure out, other than mazeras, what other stone, what other unknown stone do I need? How do I market my products? How do I make sale? How do I make sure that I retain my clients? So a lot of reading, a lot of
research.
Yeah.
Awesome. And was it scary, or did you just go with the flow? I'm doing this scared, I'm doing this terrified.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you start second guessing yourself. Is this the right decision I'm making? Am I going to get something out of it? Is it going to pay my bills? You know, is it going to be worthwhile? But I knew if I continuously work hard, if I continuously put in the effort, it is going to pay off.
Okay, so now you have established Kinscape's Natural Stones. It's now a business. What are the services that you offer?
We now, basically we are majorly into products, like just selling mazeras, selling cladding stones. We have different types of stones that are used to clad walls, to clad the floors, used for landscaping, used on swimming pool decks. So those are basically the stones that I deal with. But now the commonly one that is known is mazeras. But other than mazeras, there are other different fabrications and stones that are customized for the cladding of the houses and making them look beautiful, improving their values. Yeah.
Awesome. And you've talked about their different stones and their different variations and different products. What about quality, which is something that a lot of people struggle with? How do you ensure that you get the best quality? You're very new to the business. So did you experience, you know, an occasion where somebody is not selling you the quality that is needed by the clients, or clients who come back and say, hey, this is not it? And how now do you navigate such systems of where I need to make sure one person is happy, and at the same time I need to make sure I'm not being taken advantage of? Yes, I have a friend who introduced me to the business, but now I have to make sure I'm not being taken advantage of, and I'm also giving very good quality products.
That one we have learned on the job. Basically, when I was starting off, I was basically depending on that supplier that my friend introduced me to. With time, it proved to be a bit challenging, and I made the decision of traveling all the way to Mombasa, getting my own suppliers, having to negotiate with them of this is what I need. Please don't provide me poor quality stones.
Yeah.
And if you're continuously going to provide me poor quality stones, I get others. So me traveling to Mombasa was such a life-changing experience for my business, because I got to know other suppliers other than what I was introduced to. So if this one is not working for me, I can as well as go to the other supplier. I can go and have a one-on-one talk, negotiate what I want, and also give back what he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, please continue.
Also, there's something you said about
making sure, you know, being taken advantage of, first of all, and then second of all, when clients maybe they're not satisfied with what they've received, how do you navigate those situations?
Surprisingly, I can confidently say that I have just had one customer review, like not really like a review, a complaint, that, you know, you provided me with some small, you know, we have different sizes of stones, and then you can have different fundis. So fundis prefer to use larger stones so that they install quickly and finish with the job. So you will get a fundi who will come to the site and tell the client that, you know, the supplier who supplied you gave you the wrong size of the stones. But this client, by the time they were coming, you sat them down, you talked about the design that they want, and actually, because we normally display those designs on some mazeras around our exhibition places, they took a photo of that. So they have shared with you, and now you're there and you're giving exactly what he asked for. So I just had to explain to the client. I told him, no, this is the look, this is the design that you chose. With this design, you get this type of stone, this size of stone, this size of the stone. It's okay, I understand, but I promise next time I am going to take you through again and make sure that this is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And again, if you never want such tiny stones, we're not going to have a repeat of that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'd like to believe that it's largely a male-dominated space to be in. And now here you are as a woman in business, very green to the business. How was that experience? And did you feel like people are not taking you seriously just because I'm a woman and I want to pursue this?
There are so many instances that someone has come in and has said, I want to be served by a man.
And you look very, very young, to be honest.
Yeah. But I'm not young.
Yeah.
So there are times when they come in, they doubt your capabilities. They think you don't understand the design of the stones, you don't understand the sizes of the stones, and you want to like sit them down and explain, look, this is what I have in my brain.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to make that client scared. So if he comes and chooses a man, you give them the man.
Yeah.
So, the good thing is we work with my husband. So he will compliment in such cases. So where someone prefers him, I always ask him to serve the client.
Okay.
Yeah, but at times you feel bad about it, but you go back and say, no.
It's not about you.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about them. It's not going to define me. It's not going to make me give up on my dreams. No.
Okay.
Ahead we move.
And since you have opened this line of questioning by telling us that you do work with your husband, allow me to ask, how is that dynamic working with your partner? Because, you know, you're together at work and then you're together at home. Does it ever get to you, or has it just been a very nice experience for you?
In all honesty, it has really improved our relationship. We get to connect more because we are talking about business. We get to sit down, we get to talk about our future goals, what we want to do with our business, what we want to do with our lives. So I can say it has been a beautiful experience for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have chosen to do it any other way.
Oh, I love that. I really do. That is really awesome. So you who's watching us, please Work with your husbands, work with your wife in the same office. Okay, don't do that. That's how you build empires. And now it's been close to an year with Kinscape's natural stones. How has that experience been? How do you feel about your position now as a businesswoman?
I feel so nice. I feel like I should have done this 10 years ago, or rather 5 years.
Should have started sooner.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that you can achieve in entrepreneurship, especially when you put your mind, your soul into it. It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
From where I sit, I'm honestly happy. I am happy that I have chosen this path. Not that I hate science. I still love my science so much. But I love being in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you feel the need to abandon your 9 to 5, or do you still keep it and run your business on the side?
I have, so many times I have felt the need to abandon it. As of now, I will be honest with you. Because of the challenges that we experience at work, we currently aren't reporting on a daily basis. So just being in business has given me a better space to be active, to be productive. And I am not sure if I ever want to go back to 9 to 5 again. I feel like if I am going to science, I want to be in a flexible space where I can work, let's say 2 hours or 3 hours, and then I get to do my business.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be in 9 to 5 again, because I feel it ties my capability, it ties my creativity. I can't build my empire in a 9 to 5 job.
True.
And when I stick into 9 to 5, then this other side won't work out as it should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what would you say is something that you did not account for or you did not see coming, especially when you got into business? Because sometimes I feel like when we're venturing into something new, we have all these hopes and dreams and we never account for the small things. So what's this one thing that crept up on you as an entrepreneur and you're like, hey, I didn't see that coming?
I think for me, it isn't small. It's about the investment, the money that you need to start that business, the money that you need to start a processing unit. I just took it for granted. I thought it's wah. And now because we just actually finished creating our processing unit, I am looking at it, and the other day I was telling my husband, wow, I don't know how we pulled this off. I don't know where we got the finances to manage doing this thing, but where?
Yeah, it crept up on you very seriously. Yeah. Okay, and what about when it comes to finances? Because your background is in science. How was that now, navigating finances and making sure that you don't treat yourself too much? Because sometimes when you're very new to a business and you started your entrepreneurial journey, you feel the need to reward yourself for your hard work. You're like, after all, this is like a side job, okay? Treat yourself, and you forget sometimes to plow back into the business. So how was that navigation of your finances and separating it for the business and the discipline that's required to handle the finances for a new project?
Wow. Surprisingly, before we opened the business, we made a decision to go and open a joint account where the money from the business will always be going in. And you know, because before we opened the business, I was not getting a monthly salary. I had already accepted my situation and downgraded and accepted you don't have money. So
and that's usually the most difficult part, downgrading.
Yeah. Go down, start afresh. You know, accept that you have nothing as of now. Start creating, and with time it is going to be rewarding. So when we opened that bank account, we made it serious that, you know what, in 6 months we are not going to get anything from this business, not even a single coin. Wow. We are going to plow it back. Yeah, all of it. You, Lillian, you're not having something on your side. You will have to accept the situation and know it is not permanent, because we need to grow this business and we cannot grow it any other way other than just plowing back the profits, the profits. And that's actually what we did for the first 6 months in the business. And that's what has enabled us to grow. Because if we used to take something and reward ourselves, we wouldn't be where we are. And also, we told ourselves, once we have started getting some good profits, we're not going to be taking all the profits to ourselves. We're going to be giving ourselves salaries. Like we say, you're getting this amount as your salary. The other money, we plow it back. So after 6 months, that's what we started doing. Getting some tiny amount, knowing with time it's going to increase. But again, we are still growing our business at the same time as we reward ourselves.
That takes a lot of discipline, to be honest. Congratulations to you guys. And what would you say has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far? Something that has felt, I am glad that I ventured into this. I'm glad that I started, even if I was scared.
The first moment that I felt this is an achievement is when we got a client who trusted us within our first month of establishment and trusted us with a huge order. And we were like, is this us? Is this man trusting the green us in this business? And you know, wow, this is the right thing for us. People are going to trust us. We're going to attract the positive energy. We're going to get the right people into our business, and we're going to grow. The second achievement is starting our processing unit. We were experiencing some challenges because when you want to collaborate with your fellow suppliers to do the processing for you, at times they will not prioritize your work. They're going to prioritize their work. And so you're left here, you have a client who needs you to be honest with your order, honest with your timelines. And now you have things not in your control. And we decided, you know what, we're going to start our production unit. It has not been easy. It has taken us close to, I think, 5 months. But for me, successfully doing it is such a huge achievement. And I know it's going to reward. And
congratulations to you guys. As in your story, it's just about a lot of resilience and your partnership and the support system that you have from your partner. It's really a good thing to see, and congratulations to you guys for just being hardworking and being so disciplined, especially when it comes to finances. But in the same breath, what would you say are the challenges you've experienced? You have highlighted a few, but what are the challenges you've experienced in this new business?
Other than just having to learn to deal with clients, you see, initially I am a lab rat. I am in the back door of the lab. I don't talk to clients. I don't get to engage with clients one-on-one. So this is something I don't know. This is something I have to learn to do. I have to learn to negotiate. I have to learn to make a sale and not make a loss. You know, at times you sympathize with your client and you ask yourself, for how long am I going to do this? Am I going to make sale or am I going to go home? So that was a huge challenge. But I thank God that so far so good. I am learning how to go about it. The other thing is learning the new skills, learning the skills of navigating a business in natural stone. Because you see, it's something that is not hugely talked about. It's something that not everyone knows about. So figuring out how to get the story out there, figuring out how to talk about natural stones, why you should use them, has been a huge challenge. Because you find a client who comes in, probably they have just seen a Mazeras from their neighbor or from a friend. They just know this is Mazeras. They don't know the other stones. You have to figure out how you're going to explain to them about these other stones, making them understand why you need it and not this one. Yeah, that has been quite a challenge. but we are managing.
Oh, you guys are doing great, to be honest.
Thank you.
And you know, as we probably come to a wind up, let's talk about marketing and putting yourself out there. You had mentioned when you started a clothing business, you would go and look for your clients. Here, this is what I'm doing, and that's how you bumped into your friend who introduced you into the stone business. But now in this new venture, how do you put yourself out there? Because I feel like it's not a conventional, you know, place to advertise this. How do you advertise stones? But how do you get your clients? Do you just depend on referrals, or do you take the extra steps, you know, social media? How do you do it?
We depend on referrals, but we're also on social media. We actually this year we started being active on social media because we realized the only way to make this story known, to make things known, is by social media. There's also the other marketing that we have to give pamphlets and going to sites. Actually, we normally go to sites, visit around our where we are located, because we are along Northern Bypass, Runda. So we go to Runda, into those estates, go to the construction sites, talk to them about our stones, talk to those contractors. Sometimes you're denied access, you move on, you go to the next site. But it has been working. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And where do we find you? Oh, before we talk about socials, do you have like one last sentiment that you'd like to share with us before we come to the end of our show?
Stone is just stones existed way before we did, and people need to embrace stones as opposed to the other. Okay, as they also embrace the other technologies that we have. You see, use of natural stone is somehow underestimated. I don't know if it's because of the cost. But honestly, when you look at the
long term,
stone is the only way to go.
It's more sustainable than the cheaper options. Okay. So you've heard it from an expert. Please do your due diligence before you embark on your next project and prioritize stone. Where do we find you on social media and also your physical location?
We are located along Northern Bypass, opposite Runda Mosque. On socials, we exist as Kinscapes Natural Stones. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Thank you so much for enlightening us and just demystifying what goes on, especially when it comes to construction and the things that we need. Thank you so much. My name is Turife, and until next week,